Have you ever felt stuck? Even though you know you have the ability to move forward. Maybe you have many ideas, but no clear direction. And maybe you want to make a decision, but something is holding you back. What if the real problem is not your skills and not your intelligence, but simply the way you are thinking about the situation? And what if a simple conversation could help your brain find the answer? That is the power of coaching. And surprisingly, it is backed by science. Today, let's explore how coaching helps individuals grow and what science tells us about why coaching works. Many people think coaching is simply motivating someone or giving advice. But real coaching is very different. Coaching is not about telling people what to do. It is about helping people discover their own answers, unlock their potentials, and move forward with clarity and confidence. What makes coaching powerful is that it is not just a conversation. It is actually a process that works with the way the human mind thinks, learns, and creates changes. It is actually a process that works with the way the human mind thinks, learns, and creates changes. Why people need coaching? Every person has a goal, ambitions, and dreams. But at different stages in the life, we also face challenges. Sometimes we experience lack of clarity when making important decisions, mental blocks or limiting beliefs, stress and self-doubts, difficulty recognizing our own strengths, and often the real issue is not a lack of ability. The real issue is lack of perspective. When we are deeply involved in our own problems, it becomes very difficult to step back and see things clearly. That is where coaching becomes powerful. A coaching conversation creates a space where individuals can pause, reflect, and explore their thoughts more deeply. And very often, through the right questions, people begin to see new possibilities they never noticed before. What makes coaching even more interesting is that it aligns with how our brain actually works. Let me briefly explain 3 scientific principles behind coaching: self-awareness and brain activation. When a coach asks thoughtful and powerful questions, something fascinating happens in the brain. A part of the brain called the prefrontal cortex becomes active. This is the part of the brain responsible for decision making, problem solving, planning, self-reflection. Instead of receiving instructions for someone else, the brain becomes to think deeply and generate its own solutions. And when people discover their own solutions, they feel stronger sense of ownership and commitment to act. Second thing, neuroplasticity. The brain can change. Another important concept related to the coaching is neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity means that the brain has the ability to recognize itself and form a new neural connections. In simple words, the way we think is not fixed. Our thinking patterns can change. Through reflections, awareness, and new perspective, coaching helps people to challenge limiting beliefs, develop healthier thinking patterns, approach challenges in new ways. Over time, this helps individuals reshapes the way they think and respond to situations. Number 3, Psychology of motivation. Another reason coaching works is explained by motivation psychology. Research shows that people perform better when three important psychological needs are fulfilled. These are autonomy, the feeling that we are making our own choices; competence, the belief that we are capable; purpose, understanding that our actions have meaning. Coaching supports all three. Instead of external pressure, coaching helps people discover their own motivations from within. And internal motivation is always more powerful and sustainable. How coaching helps individuals? Because of these scientific principles, coaching helps individuals in many ways. It helps people gain clarity in their thinking, overcome mental barriers, build confidence, improve decision making, take meaningful action towards their goals. Many people describe coaching as the process that helps them move from confusion to direction and from hesitation to progress. What makes coaching different? One important difference between coaching and advice is this. Advice tells you what someone else thinks is right for you, but coaching helps you to discover what is right for yourself. That is why coaching is now widely used in many fields, including leadership development, personal growth, sports performance, healthcare and well-being, and professional development. Because when people learn to think clearly and independently, they become more capable of creating real change in their lives. Before we end, let me leave you with some simple thoughts. Sometimes the answers we are searching for are not somewhere outside, they are already within us. What we often need is the right question, the right space to reflect, and the confidence to explore our own thinking. And that is exactly what the coaching helps us to do. Because when people begin to think differently, their possibilities begin to change. A meaningful conversation can bring clarity. Clarity can create action, and action can completely transform the direction of a person's life. That is the science and the power behind coaching. If you found this video helpful, like, share, and subscribe. And more insight on coaching, personal growth, and human potential. Thank you for watching.